1995. Dr. Michael Saag stands in his HIV clinic at the University of Alabama, surrounded by dying patients. He's been treating AIDS for over a decade, watching young people waste away, unable to do much more than make them comfortable. 2 years later, the same clinic looks completely different. Patients who were bedridden are walking. Men and women who drafted their wills are planning their futures. People given weeks to live are celebrating years. We called it the Lazarus effect, Dr. Saag recalled. People were literally rising from their deathbeds. What happened in those 2 years changed everything. The answer: combination therapy. To understand why combination therapy worked, we need to understand why single drugs failed. HIV mutates roughly 1 million times per day in an infected person. One single drug can't keep up. When you attack it with one drug, like AZT, the virus produces a resistant mutation. That resistant virus survives. It replicates and soon dominates. You can't outrun evolution with a single drug. But what if you attacked HIV with 3 drugs at once? Each drug targets a different part of the virus's life cycle. The probability of developing resistance to all 3 at once is astronomically small, roughly 1 in a trillion. Combination therapy doesn't give HIV room to evolve. The virus is effectively cornered. In July 1996, at the International AIDS Conference in Vancouver, researchers presented the results. The data was stunning. Viral loads dropped from millions to undetectable levels within weeks. CD4 counts, which had been declining steadily, began rising. Patients' immune systems were recovering. Doctors and researchers wept openly. After 15 years of losing nearly every patient, they finally had something that worked. The era of highly active antiretroviral therapy, HAART, had begun. It became the standard of care by 1997. A typical HAART regimen combined 3 or more drugs from at least 2 different classes. First, NRTIs. These drugs mimic DNA building blocks. They act like a fake brick that jams the virus's assembly line. NRTIs bind directly to the virus's copying machine, changing its shape so it can't function at all. Then there are protease inhibitors. They jam the molecular scissors HIV uses to cut its proteins into functional pieces. The virus can still replicate, but it produces defective, non-infectious particles that can't spread. Later, integrase inhibitors were added. They block the virus from inserting its DNA into your chromosomes permanently. HAART regimens were complicated. Patients took 15 to 20 pills per day on strict, punishing schedules. Some required food, others an empty stomach. Missed doses and the virus could roar back. Adherence was life. But the results were miraculous. Opportunistic infections disappeared. People returned to work and to life. The Lazarus effect wasn't just a metaphor. Patients literally rose from their deathbeds. But early HAART came at a physical and psychological cost. Survival was not without its shadows. Many developed lipodystrophy. Fat would disappear from the face and limbs while accumulating around the abdomen. It created a physical stigma, what was called a buffalo hump. The medications were keeping people alive, but they were toxic. Patients developed diabetes, liver damage, and kidney problems. Survival became a complex medical balancing act. Then there was survivor's guilt. Why did they survive when so many of their friends had already died? HAART also cost between $10,000 and $15,000 per year. In wealthier nations, insurance covered it. HAART also cost between $10,000 and $15,000 per year. In wealthier nations, insurance covered it. The global access battle was beginning. Pharmaceutical companies realized they had to simplify the regimen. 2006 saw the release of Atripla, the first single-tablet regimen, 3 drugs, 1 pill once daily. This was revolutionary, transforming HIV from a disease requiring 20 pills daily to one requiring just 1. By 2018, Biktarvy arrived, a newer single-tablet regimen with far fewer side effects and better safety. No central nervous system issues like the vivid nightmares caused by earlier drugs. Patients were finally finding peace. And then came 2021, Cabenuva, the first long-acting injectable HIV treatment. Instead of daily pills, patients receive injections once every 2 months. For many, this freedom was life-changing. Each innovation improved adherence, reduced stigma, and gave patients more freedom. But the ultimate goal was prevention. In 2012, the FDA approved something unprecedented, a medication to prevent HIV before it starts, PrEP. If antiretroviral drugs can suppress the virus in those infected, they can also prevent infection in those exposed. The trial showed that daily Truvada reduced transmission risk by 99% when taken consistently. In cities with high PrEP uptake, new HIV infections have declined by 30 to 40%, a revolution in prevention. Today, someone starting treatment immediately can expect a normal lifespan. Undetectable equals untransmittable. Antiretroviral therapy transformed HIV from a death sentence into a manageable chronic medical condition. But treatment isn't a cure. Stop the medications, and the virus rebounds. The Holy Grail remains, a total cure. And surprisingly, we've found a few. Join us for episode 7 as we explore the quest for a cure. From Rock Hudson to the Berlin patient, the journey continues. We are closer than ever. Visit unbedsidemanners.com for more stories. Join us next time.